For more than 4 decades, Jubilee Theatre has been a cultural cornerstone in North Texas, bringing both powerful stories that celebrate the African-American experience to the stage. And today, Jubilee Theatre Executive Artistic Director Wambui is here to share more about Jubilee Theatre's remarkable legacy, its impact on the community, and what continues to inspire its work more than 40 years later. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Glad to have you back as always. So good. For the viewers who do not know and they're not familiar, what exactly is Jubilee Theatre and what's the mission?
Ooh, Jubilee Theatre. We are 46 years old. Born on June 19th, 1981 by a founding artistic director, the one and only Rudy Eastman.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Tying it all together. Yes, Juneteenth and Jubilee coming together, Lord.
Come on. Yes. I love it.
With the goal of telling stories of the African-American experience, but more importantly, not just telling those stories, but bringing communities together across all spectrums of the hue.
Yes, yes. Well, Jubilee Theatre has been telling stories that celebrate the African-American experience since 1981, like you just said. So why has that mission remained instilled as the #1 thing, the #1 goal over the last 46 years?
The biggest piece of it is that Black stories are American stories. And in telling American stories, we're telling the uniqueness of what it is to be in this country from every perspective of it, but creating an audience where everybody can come together and sharing the stories that are uniquely us.
Yes, yes. Well, the theater has basically become a Fort Worth institution. And so what do you think has allowed Jubilee to remain relevant and impactful even today?
The biggest pieces of it is that we're creating a space where artists throughout the DFW area can consistently find places to work, consistently be able to tell stories, and bringing together all of our stories in a way that there's a universal story that lets you see the humanity in all of us.
Yes.
That there's something for everyone to relate to.
You know what, you just mentioned it earlier about how the productions pretty much resonate with audiences of all backgrounds, even though they focus on the African-American experience. And so how do these stories create connections across cultures? How are you bringing people together, fellowship in the audience, basically?
Exactly. It's creating that family experience. You know, the first time you come to Jubilee, you're a guest. The second, you are somebody that's getting to know us. And the third time, you family. And the joy of Jubilee Theatre is creating that family environment where regardless of what we're speaking about, there's something in there that you can attach to. And it's done so in a way that we're not trying to turn people away, but bringing people closer to the table.
Come on now, but the 4th time you go, we're putting you to work, okay? Because now you're a part of the family for real.
On stage, backstage, whichever one you want. We'll find a place
you're
for
gonna help push the mission forward, all right? Now, do you have a favorite production that you've helped out with or even put on in the past that has really just stuck with you?
I would say the biggest one for me right now is Southern Boys. And the reason I say Southern Boys is we did that show right after coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. And it was the first show that Jubilee Theatre did that really kind of resonated with me in a way that says, we're going to get through this. And it was also a beautiful partnership between Jubilee Theatre and Fort Worth Performing Arts, or Bass Hall. We did the space there, 2,000 seats. We exceeded expectations, and it showed that at the end of the rainbow, you know, we were going to still be here, and here we are, in spite of, you know, so many theaters didn't make it. But Jubilee Theatre is still here.
It's still here. It's
and
still
not going nowhere.
And not going nowhere. Beyond the performances, because you just mentioned that one of the things that Jubilee does for the community is help our artists in our community continue to have a job. And so, come on, what role does theater play in the community as far as developing the artists and making sure that the next generation is inspired so that we can have this talent continue to grow in our own community?
I treat Jubilee Theatre like it's a teaching hospital. In that it is a place where, regardless of where you are in your development as an artist, there's always another level for you to grow, evolve, and develop into. So we're creating spaces for new writers, new artists, new designers, technicians. So creating that space for them, because guess what? There's so many opportunities with all of the filming that's happening in the DFW area, so that you're not flying all of that talent in. Why not let Jubilee Theatre and all of the local theaters here be a part of the development of those artists, so that when the time comes for casting, you know, when they're looking for artists, my phone rings and I'm like, oh, I think I know someone who's available for that.
Exactly. We really have become a hub here. Now, before we go, you have an upcoming show that's happening now. Tell me a little bit about it.
Sassy Mamas is currently still on stage, but also June 21st, in 2 days, June 21st.
Come on.
It's the Jubilee Theatre birthday party at I Am Terrell. So tickets are available. It's a beautiful night of gospel, jazz, and blues. So come on out and let's have a great time.
Yes, indeed. Well, happy Juneteenth to you, and thank you for keeping the culture alive in our community.
Anytime. Thank you.
Yes, indeed.